I make these videos for two reasons. One is kind of look back and see all the progress that we made, but the other, and probably the more important reason, is that I get a lot from other people on YouTube learning stuff, and I always try, I know there's tons of people making videos documenting it and everybody's learning a lot from it, so I try to supplement stuff and maybe supply some knowledge or information or experience that I have that maybe somebody else can gain something from. And one thing that just worked really well for me is after building these benches, and I recommend that for anybody building some nice solid benches. Early on in my videos I talked about it. They're both 4x8 MDF, shelf underneath, big solid 2x4s. These are all leveled inside here because the garage is sloped, so it's very straight, and that allows us to build the fuselage straight. But I also like these carts, and I use these at work, and this was kind of coincidence, but these yoga blocks allow me to, I guess I get to the point. What I'm trying to say is, once we attach the cage to the tail cone, and it's movable and it doesn't get tweaked anymore, I literally just have this on here, and I can move this. Gotta make sure it doesn't fall off the back there. So I have a couple of these yoga blocks on station 10 and 9 and 10, which is like the main support. But this allows me to get underneath here, or like you saw in another video, I was able to do the bottom skin on the table. I didn't have to deal with flipping it. It was a lot more convenient to work right side up at, you know, waist level. And I can do all my work here. Like now I can go underneath here and rivet it, and when I'm done I can literally just push it back. You know, pull it back to where I want it. Put my little yoga blocks between station 9 and 10, where the main support for the tail is, and I'm back to where I started. What I do at night, if it's going to be setting overnight, is I take the strain off of the yoga block so it doesn't deform it, and I just press it on the mounts to the struts. With a couple of 2x4s. And in case anybody's wondering, these are the carts that you can buy at Costco. They're like 72 inches tall, but you can just assemble half of it and then buy on Amazon a second set of wheels, so you can have a couple of mobile carts. And they really just work out awesome. Like, these are trays from IKEA where I use to put tools and stuff in. They're used for cutlery inside, you know, kitchen drawers, but anything like blow guns, kind of just hang on it, and it just makes it really nice to work with. So maybe that's helpful to someone. Can you answer my question? I did have one more question. I was ready to take it all off. I have this one rivet hole that I didn't drill through yet. So we did 5 of the stainless steel CCPQ 45s that go here. I have 2 left, which goes here. But what goes here, because this goes through 2 skins, no spacer, but that longeron on the bottom with, well, I guess it would be 3 skins, and then into the gusset. So I gotta put a spacer in there or something. I gotta figure something out. Either that or just leave it as is. Not sure what other people are doing. All right, here's what I'm doing. I don't know if this is right or not, but it makes sense to me. This is the hole in question. So it goes through the side skin, which is off right now. It goes through the tail skin, which is there. Then it goes through one longeron or stiffener and two longerons or stiffeners and the tang for the steel tang for the cage weld. So here's what I came up with. The steel tang, to the best of my knowledge, is about 0.1 thickness, 0.06 for longeron 1 and 2. 20 thousandths and 20 thousandths for the skins, comes up to 0.260. The CCPQ range, according to RANS, is 0.188 to 0.312, which that falls right in the middle. So I only have 2 rivets left, which are going to go down here, and I am going to fabricate a spacer out of I had this 1/4 inch stuff. I was going to trim that down, but then I found this 1/8 inch stuff. So I'm going to put a little spacer in there, get it all set up, put a Cleco in there, maybe some glue to just hold it when I get the rivets. Or maybe I'll put this rivet in and then save this one for when I get the new ones. Anyway, that's what I'm coming up with. I didn't want the blank hole in there. I was concerned that drilling through the tang is an issue. I talked to a few people. They said no. And that's my solution. I couldn't find anybody else doing anything on that. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. All right, so I made me 2 1/8 inch spacers. I literally chopped them off of this thing in the table saw, put a little bolt through them, and then kept grinding them on the drill, kind of like machined them. But they came out real nice. Now I'm gonna actually glue them in there somehow and rivet it together. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the little spacer. And I think that's going to work out. Just perfect. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but I am putting, I don't know if you can tell, a strip of the, this is also acrylic tape, but it's very, very thin. It's nothing like the stuff that, the VHP stuff that RANS supplies. But I'm putting a strip on the inside here. I think it'll serve 2 purposes. A, you know, chafing against the metal cage, and B, it'll help adhere to it. I think the one thing I just got to keep in mind is maybe spray some soapy water on it, like window tint, so I can. Sorry, I should bring the camera with me. So when I put it on, I can still manipulate it and like it doesn't get stuck. So I'll let you know how that works out. Okay, I think that was an idea worth recommending. Piece of very thin acrylic double-sided tape. It's underneath the edge of the tube and the edge of the side skin that kind of rolls over. And I think, you know, it does 2 things. It helps it stay on, and it prevents possible rattles and chafing against the cage. I ended up using some soapy water, so when you put it down, kind of like window tint on glass, you have, you know, a little time to maneuver it around. So you can tell it's tight here and it's tight there. Looks like I probably could have rolled it a little bit more in the corner there, but I recommend doing it. I think that was one of my better ideas. Primed. Want to get as close to the edge as possible without hanging over. Don't want any sticky stuff collecting on it. So this is the SEM self-etching primer. I did hit it with a Scuff Bright pad and then cleaned it with some alcohol. This is just soapy water. Usually I use spit because it's more readily available. Helps move the blade so that the adhesive doesn't stick to it. All right. Just use fletch cuts to get the corners off. Peel it off and stick it on. So obviously I practiced on the other 3 pieces, but it went smooth enough for me to document it. Soapy water. Line it up, have some Clicos ready. One. Two. So yeah, obviously if the top ones line up and you did a good job, they should all line up. All right, I have all these riveted on. That worked out pretty nice. Nice to start having more Clicos than rivets. And I'm ready for the bottom skin. And I decided that I'm going to edge form this. I already did one run on this one. I'm just going to lift the edge up a little bit just to make sure it's nice and tight along here. I think it'll help it a little bit. Plus I like this tool. Unless I missed it, I don't think it says to do that in the manual. But I think it's worth doing. Probably should have done this before I primed it. I forgot. It's actually New Year's Eve, 9:30. My wife already went to bed, and this is what I do for fun. So I put a pretty aggressive edge on this one. Hopefully I didn't overdo it. I'm not sure what happened here. I cleaned it. I painted it outside. I think maybe water got on it because it was raining a little bit. All right. And if you're wondering why these are taped, I'm still waiting for the acrylic tape. All right, well that was kind of pathetic. New Year's Eve and I'm building a plane. But it was fun. My wife was tired, so she went to bed around 9. And I just kept going and going and going. And we got the whole bottom skin in. All of these rivets that were missing. I took a look at the doublers for the antennas that are going up top, and what can I say, this went pretty smooth. I'm happy. Personally, I think that putting the edge on here, actually like a little bit of an aggressive edge, is really makes for a nice finish. Like I was saying, I paid attention to get these flush. Obviously there's a little gap up here, but there's no way around that. Got all these lined up. I still need a big 45 rivet, unless I can find one somewhere. And that concludes this video of the forward side skins and bottom skin. Thank you and Happy New Year. And if you have any questions, oh yeah, I have a question. So originally we were going to put the GPS antenna over here and the ELT over there. I'm wondering, I don't know, I kind of think that looks better, but curious what your thoughts are and what other people are doing. Most people put them side by side, but you got one puck and one antenna, so I guess it doesn't really matter.